Today we're going to be solving polynomial word problems, inequality word problems. The first thing we're going to do is put them in standard form so that the equation is going to be listed on the left, then the inequality symbol, then 0. We're going to solve the equation, find the zeros, and from there find the interval for the equation. Okay. The rest you can read. That's the primary sum up. Okay, first one, 2x squared, after I turn on my pen, minus 3x, minus 2 is greater than 0. We're going to solve the quadratic. If you don't know how to do this, we're going to do it by factoring. And if you need a refresh on how to factor, sorry, that was like 270. You take the first number, since it's not 1, multiply it to the last. And now you're going to factor regular to get x minus 4 and x plus 1. You're going to have to redivide by that 2 since we multiplied in the beginning. So you're going to get x minus 2. You can't divide 1 divided by 2 and get a whole number, so you're going to move the 2 in front of the x and leave the 1. Okay, we're going to set these equal to 0. So we're going to get x is equal to 2, and we're going to get x is equal to negative 1/2. I believe you can do that part, so I'm going to leave it like that. We're going to graph the boundary points on a number line. There's my negative 1/2, there's negative 1, 0 somewhere in the middle, 2, and 3. So I'm wanting you to put a number in between, so starting the very beginning to the left of the negative 1/2, in between the numbers, and one after. These are going to be called representative numbers. We're going to test these numbers in our equation. Okay. Above our actual points, we're going to put an open circle because our inequality was strictly greater than. So when testing negative 1, I really don't need the number line down there, but I'm going to leave it down there anyway. When testing negative 1, we're going to say, put it back in the original inequality. So 2 times negative 1 squared plus minus 3x, so minus 3 times negative 1, greater than 2. Well, this is going to be negative positive 2 plus 3, greater than 2. So 5 is greater than 2. This is correct. My arrow goes left. Checking 0. This is going to say 0 is greater than 2. This is incorrect. Last one, we're going to check 3. This is going to sum to 9 is greater than 2. This is correct. Drawing the arrow to the right. Our final solution is going to be this in interval notation. So from negative infinity up to negative 1/2, but not including 1/2, so regular parenthesis, union with not including 2, so 2 with a regular parenthesis to infinity. There's our solution set. Okay. First, let me say, don't worry about the critical thinking. If you want to do it for fun, help yourself, but, I'm not going to. Here are 6 problems. I'm going to do 2 of the 6, and I want you to pick any of the other 2 out of any of the 4 to do for an assignment, okay? To practice, and let me know if you have questions. The 2 I'm going to do is number 4 and number 5. So, number 4, I'm going to move the 6x over. Simplify. Factor. So x is equal to -6, -4. Here's my number line. Put -7, -6, -5, -4, and 0. Anytime you can use 0, it's probably the best one to use, okay? All right. So, -7, we're going to put in, or -6, we're going to put an open circle, and -4, we're going to put an open circle. Okay, we can do this by hand if you would like, but I'm going to show you how to do this in Desmos, okay? So for Desmos, but we're not going to type it the way it's written. We're going to type it a little bit differently. Plus 16x plus 24. And down below we're going to put 6x. Okay? Here's both of our lines. We're going to look for where the red line is higher than the blue line. So, down below, x equals -7. If I scroll down, the red line is higher than the blue line. So this is accurate. So my arrow is going to the left. If I try -5, I'll zoom in. The blue line is higher than red. It is not there. If I look up here at 0, the red line is very much higher than the blue line. The arrow goes to the right. Okay, let's move on. The next one I want to do is number 5. You know what? I'll do number 6. My solutions: x minus 8, x minus 5, equals, not just minus, and x equals -7. Once again, I'm going to type in my equation. Sorry, I'm a little bit slower typing it on my iPad than I am on a computer. Okay, there's my function. And I want to see where this is greater than or equal to 0. My points I'm going to be looking at, I'd rather not start it that way. -8, -7, -5. So I'm going to choose -7.5 and -6 and 0 and -9. Because this is already factored for us and already gives us greater than or equal to 0, the only thing we have to do is type in these numbers and see if it is, in fact, greater than or equal to 0. First, I'm going to put in my dots. These are closed circles because of the or equal to part. I'm going to start at 0 because you can tell the line's, way up there. So here's an arrow to the right. -7. If I look at -6, it's negative, so there's nothing there. If I look in between 8 and 7, 8 and -7, it's negative. There's nothing there. If I look from -8 to -infinity, there is nothing there. Nothing above 0. I'm done. This is my graph. Okay, now I'm going to go back and talk about the intervals for both of these so I can finish it out. Okay? The interval for number 1 is going to be from negative infinity to negative 6, union negative 4 to infinity. For the next one, ready? Square bracket, negative 8, close square bracket, union, square bracket, negative 7, square bracket, union, square bracket, negative 5, comma, infinity. Those are my answers. I am going to highlight this and shrink it a little bit so I can fit it on the paper. Maybe if it'll do it. I know y'all can't do this on paper, but you know, this is one of the benefits of having an iPad. If I run out of room, I can just move stuff. I know y'all probably don't care and you're done, and that's fine, but this is bothering me, so give me 1 second. Okay, now I'm good. So you have to choose from 1, 2, 3, and 5. It does not matter to me which ones you do. The only thing I do want you to do, one of them needs to be an or equal to, one of them needs to be a strictly greater than or less than. Okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. And I hope you have a good rest of your day.